I'm going to start by saying what most of us feel when a new 85-inch TV shows up on the market, a mix of excitement and a healthy dose of doubt. A screen that size promises cinema-style immersion, but it also begs the question, will it actually improve my living room, or am I just adding a giant slab of glass that ends up being more trouble than it's worth? The answer isn't as simple as look at the specs. I've spent the last week watching a handful of movies, testing a few video games, and scrolling through everyday streaming apps on the TCL 85-inch X11L, and I'll try to break down exactly what that experience feels like. If you want to check the product details on Amazon, link is in the description if you want to check the product details on Amazon. First, let's talk about the setup reality. The TV is marketed as a SQD-Mini LED with up to 10,000 peak nits and an LD 20,000 precise dimming system. Those numbers sound like a lab-grade laser, but in a typical living room you're rarely going to hit those peaks. In practice, the TV's brightness is more than enough for most daylight rooms. I placed it in a space with large windows and the picture stayed punchy even when the sun was at its highest. The HDR performance feels especially noticeable in bright scenes, think daytime exteriors or sports broadcasts where the extra luminance keeps detail from washing out. On the flip side, if your room is dimmer or you mainly watch at night, you'll notice that the TV's backlight can be a bit aggressive. The auto bright mode does attempt to dial it down, but there's a slight lag when switching from a dark to a bright scene, which can be a minor annoyance during a thriller or a horror game. The most talked about feature is the Dolby Vision integration with the new TSR AI processor. In real-world use, what that means is you get a smoother gradient in dark areas and richer color when the source material supports it. I compared a standard 4K Blu-ray of Blade Runner 2049 on the X11L against a similar clip on a competitor's OLED, and the colors were surprisingly close. The Mini LED panel does a decent job at keeping blooming under high-contrast scenes, though you'll still see some halo around bright objects, especially in very dark rooms. It's not a deal-breaker, but if absolute black depth is a priority for you, an OLED may still have a leg up. Now let's address the Dolby Atmos Bang & Olufsen claim. What you actually get is a built-in speaker system that's decent for a TV of this size. The sound spreads well across the front stage and provides a decent sense of height when you watch a movie with a Dolby Atmos mix. However, the speakers are not a replacement for a dedicated soundbar or a home theater system. I'd say the audio is good enough for a casual movie night, but if you're a true audiophile or want that immersive theater feeling, you'll still want external speakers. The good news is that the TV's Google TV platform makes it easy to connect a soundbar via HDMI ARC, and the AI processor will hand off the audio stream seamlessly. Who should buy this TV? If you have a spacious living room or a dedicated home theater space, and you already own or plan to invest in a good sound system, the TCL X11L offers a compelling mix of size, brightness, and smart features at a price point that undercuts many premium brands. The AI-driven picture processing is helpful for casual viewers who don't want to tinker with calibrations. It does a solid job of balancing colors and contrast out of the box. Gaming enthusiasts will find the 144 Hz refresh rate useful, especially when paired with a next-gen console. I tested it with a PlayStation 5 and the motion handling was fluid, though there was a faint input lag of around 12 milliseconds, which is unnoticeable for most gamers but could be a factor for competitive players. On the other hand, if you're living in a small apartment, or you're looking for the deepest blacks and the most precise color grading, you might want to skip this model. The sheer size can dominate a modest room, and the slight blooming issue in very dark scenes may be more apparent. Also, if you expect a TV to be an on-stop solution for sound, the built-in speakers might fall short of your expectations. Finally, if you're a strict budget shopper, you may find that other brands can offer a similar size with comparable brightness at a lower price, though they often lack the Mini LED technology and AI processing that the X11L brings. Practically speaking, the TV's day-to-day usability is pretty smooth. The Google TV interface is responsive, and the voice remote works reliably with Google Assistant. I found the Gemini AI Smart features like automatic content recommendation based on viewing habits actually useful, as it reduces the time spent scrolling through endless titles. The TV also supports a wide range of apps, from Netflix and Disney Plus to niche streaming services, so you're not locked into a